Gilberto Ventura Ceballos, the killer of Chinese people, September 2020, Central America, Panama, La Chorrera. Yesenia Loucam, 18 years old. She is leaving her house to go to college when suddenly she is approached by two men, one of whom is carrying a gun. They warn her that if she makes any noise, they will shoot her in the spot. She offers them all the money that she has, but the men ignore her and force her to go into a car with them. Yesenia had been kidnapped. The family was contacted by the criminals and informed that to see her again they have to pay a large sum of money. Now, imagine being in this situation where your daughter, sister, husband, wife, or mother has been taken hostage and the only way to guarantee her safety is through the sum of money that you must pay. Would you go to the police? The fear the family felt decided for them. They didn't care about the money, they just wanted to see Yesenia safe, so they paid. But there was a problem. Once the men got the money, they disappeared and Yesenia did not return home. This is a true story. It happened on La Chorrera, Panama, in 2010. Nothing more was heard about her until a year later. The police were tracking these kidnappers, who had this modus operandi where Chinese people were the main targets. In an abandoned construction building, they found the body of Yesenia Loucam, buried in a plot of land inside the building. Indications suggest that once the kidnappers received the money, they proceeded to strangle her with a rope, ignoring her pleas. Suspects were captured and identified as Gilberto Ventura Ceballos, a Dominican who had not lived in Panama for long, and his accomplice, Alcibiades Mendez, who resisted talking to the police. Yesenia's body was found on August 15, 2011, but that was not all. 3 days later, on August 18, the bodies of Jorman Loucam and Joel Mauricio Liu Wong, both 27 years old, were found buried. They were also kidnapped, their families extorted, and once the money was received, they disappeared. Eventually, it was revealed that these two were brutally beaten until they lost consciousness and then were buried alive. 2 days later, on September 20th, the body of Samuel Liu Wong, 28 years old, was found. He had fractures in his head. It should be noted that Joel Liu Wong and Samuel Liu Wong were brothers. This is especially tragic since they were not kidnapped at the same time. Joel was kidnapped in March 2011. His family received ransom calls, but after paying, Joel was not released and, as we know, later found to have been killed. Samuel, on the other hand, was kidnapped a month later, in April 2011. Like his brother Joel, Samuel's family was also extorted, and after paying the ransom, Samuel was not released and his body was found later. The family was devastated. The media echoed this case throughout the week. They tried to visit this building in question, which hindered the police officers' work. Almost a week later, on September 26, during a closer inspection in search of evidence, they found a fifth body buried under gravel and stones. It was Irene Chen Chang, 19 years old. All of them had something in common. They were all Chinese, young, and members of business-owning families. With everything against them, the accomplice Alcibiades Mendez confessed and pointed to his partner as the mastermind. The motive was clear: money. They have no remorse for taking the lives of innocent young people. The value of the extorted money was almost $1 million, money that never appeared. There were rumors of a prison sentence of approximately 30 years. This is crazy if you ask me, as they were practically giving him 6 years for each corpse. In this aspect, Panamanians need to learn more from the legal system of the United States, where they could simply lock you and throw away the key. But Gilberto Ventura, less than 5 years into his imprisonment in 2016, escaped from jail. A search warrant was issued across the country, but he was caught by authorities in the neighboring country of Costa Rica. In 2018, he was sentenced to 50 years in prison for his crimes. This was somewhat better, but guess what? In that same year, he escaped from prison again. People were outraged. It was suspected that he still had access to the stored money and was using it to bribe authorities. The Asian community pressured the government to seek justice. If it weren't for the authorities in Costa Rica, they wouldn't have caught him in his first escape. It was until January 2020 that he was located and recaptured again. This time he was hiding in El Salvador. There is no doubt that the Panamanian police system is corrupt. Let's just hope that in the end, justice is served. Today, Gilberto Ventura is behind bars.